With the ending of the last episode, I do not know what this now means for Kim Gaon and Kang Yohan with their friendship and their allegiance to one another, alliance, whatever you want to call it. Because Gaon's last link to his old life is gone. He has no one that knows him that way anymore. His parents are dead. His best friend slash would have been lover was just murdered. The ramifications from this, oh, I just, I'm really interested in the ripple effect it's going to have on everyone. Because clearly sent to kill, the person was, but will it go back to who sent him? Oh. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Once again, a magnificent episode that hooks you in. There's multiple times I forgot I was recording. I was just so invested in what was going on. I think it really spoke to quite a few characters when you were watching their reactions to things going on. There was a lot about the idea of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But notice how Kang Yohan always said the responsibility is in the people's hands. They chose to press the button. No one else made them. They had that decision on their own free will. Okay, you can say that they're manipulated by words, but they pushed the button. And that's a good example of this show, why Kang Yohan says that people aren't inherently good or evil, but they make choices. And a lot of people follow what someone else does. And it's true, that's just what it is in society. It's just kind of what people are. Once they feel like, oh, I can get away with this, or this happened, there was no ramifications. Oh, I can do this. It speaks to it. The whole idea about the virus, making one, I really like how Chonsona is just thinking about her own past, but also what it means. Like, you're willing to kill a lot of people for the sake of your selfishness, and that's what the president is. It was interesting around the room how they reacted. I can't remember the doctor's name, the one that obviously trained Kim Gaon, who I don't like him. But with Kim Gaon, he's technically now made himself the enemy by saying it's all been manipulated. He's a very frustrating character because he is the hero. His archetype is the hero, and he's not an inherently bad person. There are things that he's done along the way that aren't particularly good, but he's never trying to really hurt people, even, or when he is, he's being stopped and he's being shown that this is not the way. And in his heart, he's not someone who always wants to see someone hurt. At times, there was a beauty to the melancholy of this episode. Suyeon is gone, and but she's being used now as a manipulation tool on Kim Gaon. Like, she is used constantly to say, how would she feel about this? And I don't think that's something she would appreciate. And it's hard when you're dead because you can't speak up. I knew something was going to happen there because he's like, trust me. But does that mean now Kim Gaon is the enemy? And it's just very frustrating because Kang Yuhan allowed the people to make the choice. He didn't. They made the choice that this man was to be executed. And notice how no one, like the president who supposedly was going to help him, never did until the bamboo spear guy. It's so frustrating at the end because it's one of these things that you don't know the true outcome of what's going on because things take such a twist in this show, and there's not just one, there's multiple twists throughout, but it looks like the real battle is about to begin. And so I don't know how to feel because in these instances you want to be more on Kang Yuhan's side because of the speeches he makes and when it relates back to just the human nature and the morality of us. But then Kim Ga-won is someone who doesn't he wants people to be brought to justice. He wants that. He doesn't want people to just kill. The thing is that if he starts saying Kang Yohan manipulated that, it's really going to change people's opinions. And I don't know how they're supposed to rectify it by the end unless they show the foundations, the people of the foundation, like, being caught doing very nefarious things. It's kind of hard in this moment with this show because it's coming so close to the end. And there's so many twists and turns that it's like, how are you going to fit this into the narrative of the last two episodes? But this show really hooks me in. There definitely was, like, the courtroom was really fascinating, but I just don't know what to make of it because there's so many thoughts going through your head. But it's also about watching the characters and how they interact with other people, who revels in the misery of others and who doesn't. But there's also those who, when it comes to them being found out, oh, don't kill this person, don't do that, and then all of a sudden other people are killed along the way. And obviously the virus is something that they're bringing forth. Like, this is, we have to remember that they can use this. It's such a dangerous outcome, isn't it, with what Kim Ga-won's doing. He's a very, very frustrating character because there are times where I understand where he's coming from, and other times I just think he's a pawn and he falls for it again and again. I just, let's see how much of an enemy. I wonder how Iliad's gonna respond to this, because if he truly becomes an enemy, does it mean that it was all a fake out, or I don't know? They could have had something planned. This is where it makes you question everything.